I like having this on when I'm filming. Okay, Google, turn on the bedroom lights. Alright. I just got back from a large indoor gathering of furries where everyone had to be vaccinated and wear a face covering, and there were also people wearing fursuit heads. So it's safe to say that Minnesota's Department of Health was monitoring this in some way. Either they were monitoring it or they're taking notes on cases that could possibly come from this. The thing is, this is one of the few gatherings that has had such requirements. So if there's a breakthrough case at furry migration, that means there's something up with COVID. There is the virus is becoming even more aggressive. But I don't expect anyone to die of COVID from attending furry migration, because everyone going that actually registered and wasn't ghosting, everyone that went to furry migration this year wore a mask and was vaccinated. And because of that, I don't believe anyone under 12 was able to go, as far as I'm aware, from the knowledge I have on this. So, yeah. And the thing is, when it comes to Minnesota and medical records and vaccine records, the government has the records that it needs here, and that is not a violation of HIPAA. And you can install an app, there's a link in the description, that will pull up the state government's vaccination records. And as much as I would like to talk about the convention, what I really need to get to is just the disaster of keeping medical records in the United States. Now, if you've lived in Minnesota your whole life, then it's easy. You just lived in one area and they're all in one place or a few places. Whereas I am the son of a chemical engineer and an X-ray radiologic imaging specialist, which means not only was I born with some privilege that I'm going to acknowledge, that I have some advantages that a lot of other people don't in this country, but also that I've lived in 6 states and I have important medical records in 7 of them. You see, I was born in Corpus Christi, Texas. I breathed in baby formula, so there's records regarding that. I moved to Savannah, Georgia about half a year after I was born, so a lot of vaccine records, like the MMR vaccine, aren't showing up in Minnesota's vaccine record app because those records are in Georgia. And then my family moved to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and then Northwest Pennsylvania, and then the Kansas City area. So that explains the 7th state. I have medical records in Missouri and Johnson County, Kansas, which makes the search for records even more difficult. And finally, Baxter, Minnesota, there's some medical records there. And here in Maple Grove, Minnesota, there are also medical records. And getting all of that together is a project that I estimate would either take a few days to a week. And I moved around the country and I don't have the time to do that. And part of the problem is HIPAA. Now, I just told you willingly what some of those records are, and if there are medical records like vaccination that are in the government interest, you don't have a right to keep those private. But other records like long form birth certificate in Texas or vaccination records in Georgia, I would have to call the Department of Health and hospitals and all that in 7 different states to cobble all of the records together to show my primary care physician. And I don't have the time to do that. And there's no central place, there's no central government website where I can just click a button and say, you know, from doctor to doctor, I don't want my medical records kept private, but for my dad or something, you know, my friends and family, yeah, I want to keep the records private for them, but not for physicians. So that is annoying. I do believe that HIPAA needs to be reformed so that you, a citizen of America, have a right to choose who you can share your medical records with from a central location, so that everything can be given to your primary care provider, so that everything related to your health, like fractured bones, what medicines you took in the past, things like that, are really important to your health. And, you know, there are medicines that if they mix together, they can hurt you or kill you. Stuff like that, you know. But I can't give that all to my primary care physician, my whole life's records, without taking days or a week at least. And I don't want to do that. Now, people born in like the 2010s, they have it easy because there are apps like MyChart that can grab some of it. But as of right now, someone who was born in the 90s, I have to sign a bunch of stuff, sign a bunch of legal waivers and stuff, and I really don't want to do that. I would rather there be something like medicalrecords.gov where I just say, you know, I want my PCP to have all the information that is available. And I can't do that. So that is the Minnesota perspective on medical records. And Congress needs to fix that. And I really hope that they do. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.